10 of the most expensive items to ever go through the pawn shop. Before we start, I'd like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Title. In 2009, the History Channel premiered a television show about a Las Vegas pawn shop named the world-famous Gold and Silver Pawn Shop. The show, Pawn Stars, began something that the show's creators were not expecting. They started an entire new reality television genre. The idea of discovering what an item's value is, or if it's even real, hoping to see something amazing that was sitting in someone's attic for all these years. Over the years, the show has seen some incredible and rare items come through their doors, and here are 10 of the most expensive items that have ever gone through the pawn shop. Number 1. George Washington's three-piece colonial suit, $2.5 million.
So is this George Washington's too?
It is. It's a three-piece suit that he acquired sometime in the mid-18th century. It's amazing that it held up so well.
It was a three-piece suit worn by George Washington back in the 1750s. After the suit was unveiled, Rick was amazed and really wanted to buy it. But Brian, who bought it at an auction, was not really looking to sell and threw out an asking price of $3 million. He dropped it down to $2.5 million, but a deal never happened and Rick had to walk away empty-handed. Number 2. O.J. Simpson's white Ford Bronco, $1.25 million.
The O.J. Bronco.
Anything quite like this.
O.J. Simpson's white Ford Bronco that he was in the day the LAPD was going to arrest him is one of the most iconic celebrity vehicles of all time. When he found out the police were coming, he panicked and took off, with Al Cowlings as the driver in the Ford Bronco. When it was brought to him for purchase, Rick almost could not turn away from this incredible piece of American history. However, the owner was looking for $1.25 million, leaving Rick with a choice to make. He eventually had to pass. Number 3. Robosaurus, $1 million.
Our 31-ton, 45-foot, basically a transformer that eats cars. It's a machine. It can be rented out. It can be...
There are only a few things that have ever passed through the doors of the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop that were almost impossible to pass on, and Robosaurus was easily one of them. The Robosaurus is a 40-foot-tall, robotic Tyrannosaurus Rex robot that can breathe fire and crush vehicles using his hands. The owner's asking price was $5 million. To avoid offending the inventor of this amazing robot, the shop staff decided not even to counter with an offer and just had to let it walk. Number 4. The Beatles' original contract, $1 million. When it comes to music, the Beatles are among the 5 greatest musical groups of all time. That would not have been possible without an official contract, which was written up and signed by John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, and their manager Brian Epstein back in 1962. That original contract, and the only one in the world today, was brought into the store one day, and the seller wanted $1 million cash for it, and not a penny less. It was a bit much, and the staff simply had to pass. Number 5. JFK Cigar Humidor, $575,000. Since there are not many of former President John F. Kennedy's cigar humidors floating around, whenever one shows up like this, the value can be mixed. The box even featured some untouched cigars also belonging to the former president. But in order to figure out a value, it was going to take a little research. When it showed up at the store, Rick knew he had something of value and had a price in mind. After some tough negotiations, a deal was made for $60,000. Sotheby's managed to find another one and auction it off for $575,000. That pretty much means that this item is worth every single penny. Number 6. Original Where the Wild Things Are artwork, $310,000. As Pawn Stars continues to get bigger and bigger each and every single year, so does Rick's bank account. This one in particular remains one of the coolest, and that has to do with how rare it is. He was approached by a dealer that had original artwork for the book Where the Wild Things Are, and that made them one of a kind. The asking price was $350,000, but Rick made a play for them at $250,000, and a deal was done. Number 7. Mary Ford's 1961 Gibson SG Les Paul guitar, $150,000. Guitars have always been one of the most valuable items to come through pawn shops. The ones that date back to the rock era tend to be worth a ton and always seem to find themselves making it into the shop as this one did. It was one of those moments that remains as one of the greatest in Pawn Stars history because they were looking at a 1961 Gibson SG Les Paul guitar that was played by the wife of the man who created it. After an expert confirmed the value to be close to $150,000, a deal was made for $90K. Number 8. Ides of March Roman coin, $150,000. Some stories are just too amazing to be true, like the one about this Roman coin called the Ides of March and its 2,000-year-old existence. The coin was brought in by a collector named John who bought it back in the mid-80s from another collector. He knew exactly what was in possession of, and when he was asked to make a deal, he said he wanted $150,000. After Rick brought in a coin expert to authenticate the validity of this coin, the expert quickly advised Rich to purchase this coin after stating that it was easily worth $150,000. The coin's owner felt good about his sales price and it would not go below $140,000. A deal was never struck, and the coin left with John. Number 9. 4 1-kilo gold bars, $120,000. You've heard about the time that Rick purchased 200 pounds of silver, but what about the time that he ran into a seller looking to unload 4 1-kilogram gold bars? An item like that looks like something from an action film. These gold bars were beautiful, and if you have never held a gold bar, it was definitely a rare find for the Harrison boys. Since they have not purchased every single high-dollar item that has ever found its way into the shop, this is one of their biggest purchases ever, having made a deal that allowed them to take the 4 gold bars and flip them quickly for $128,000. Number 10. 1932 Lincoln Roadster, $95,000. This convertible was created with one thing in mind: luxury. With its 150 horsepower V12 engine, it was one of the more powerful cars of its era. So when Rick and the old man went to check out an exceptionally maintained 32 Roadster, they knew they had to go big if they wanted to ride off with this vintage beauty. In the end, it was $95K big, paid in cash, which the owner then pushed back over the counter to buy $95,000 in gold. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are currently on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.